Hi, good evening, everyone. Unix family, Unix community. I hope everybody's doing well. This time we are on Sunday. Last time we did it on Monday because of health reasons, but this Sunday all goes pretty well. We just wait a few more minutes that more and more people can join. Who like to join us in Decentraland? We are in the Moonshot Stadium. It's just for fun. I don't expecting too many people, but while you're listening, you can basically throw some balls here. It's a soccer stadium, so hope to meet a few people there. You don't need anything for a login, just your wallet. That's the cool thing on Decentraland. Just get on the website, connect with the wallet, join, create your avatar, or join as default. And today we of course have some updates, some news, and as I mentioned, let's wait for a few more people. We have Andy in the call as well, Andrew from Unix, and Nick, our CEO, and Andrew, our CSO. So happy. Also, what I mentioned in the last AMA, that we can connect you guys with the next AMA, maybe into a little bit in marketing. We can talk with Diverse and Market Across. These are our marketing agencies, but we have very close contacts there. So them or our research and development team, we can also bring partly in if there's demand. Happy to get more and more people into these calls, into the weekly calls. Yeah, let's wait for a few more people and then we can start. The COO is here. Very good. In Decentraland.
Hello, Mirko.
Is it possible we can share? Is it possible we can share the screen, Mirko, so that people that are not in Decentraland can see what it looks like?
Sure. I got the request if you can share the screen. I just talk now to Remy. Remy, if possible, can we share my screen? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. So here while we're waiting, Metaverse soccer tournament. How many? Okay. Yeah, and again, if someone want to join Moonshot Stadium, the coordinates are 60.5. It's free to play through the browser. Just connect your wallet and then you can basically enter. It's just for fun, nothing serious. You also can just attend in the AMA through the through YouTube, through Telegram. And Remy, if you can switch the screens again, it would be amazing. Please, if you have questions, again, I think it's still to have the latest updates on the Launchpad. This is something we talk about, Launchpad and the next games. That's, of course, not only building the Launchpad, also the first launch. 1 second. Yeah, last time we talked about the launchpad, about possible dates. We pretty sure we can finish the UI this week, and then basically it's done. We will just have a few test runs. Also on the launchpad itself, just internally, but at least I think this next week. Sorry, not this week, it's Sunday here. Next week, we have the UI, so at least everybody can look at the launchpad, play with it. And yeah, for the games, the market turned a little bit, and also for Karmaverse, we are not yet 100% sure if we're gonna launch them. End of month. It's not only us, it's also them, because when we had the conversation with Karmaverse at the time and we wanted to get them launched, the valuation looks good and they have some pretty decent backers, but also they have to get need to catch up a little bit on marketing, and there was not so much traction from that side, and I think and we recommended actually them also to postpone until they have they're more prepared for the marketing, and yeah, so from Karmaverse it's still open, but it's also the current market condition. BTC went below 40 and now it's in the 40 area. It's nothing stable, it's nothing where we want to, or where games also want to take a risk on that by launching. But for March, definitely we're talking to several games. We have Cradles confirmed. Is this correct, Andy?
Yes, Cradles is 100% confirmed. We will be launching Cradles. I think he's going to be towards the end of March. Yeah, but the Cradles team, they are very well prepared. They're just executing their marketing strategy as we speak. So we look forward to a successful launch with Cradles.
Yeah. Now, so Cradles, we talked to Block Lords. We have a few other projects we cannot name here. So the March can be 3 to 4 launches. We are not 100% sure. It's really depends on the last signings, getting the tech out there. And yeah, and then the good thing is once we have the visuals, basically every launchpad what is confirmed, so you don't need to wait until the Sunday AMA or the Telegram. So basically you can check on the website of the launchpad which games or which projects signing up and getting listed on final round. So yeah, so that's from the launchpad. Do we have questions regarding that? I would like to get the chat. I think the launchpad is. We have a lot of questions covered anyway. 1 second, here's one question. There's a question from David. Could we get more information on which games we anticipate for, or which new games we anticipate for scholarships? Which are our criteria on games for giving out scholarships? Scholarship programs is anyway, more and more games, they offer that. It's not really where that, I mean, we're happy to offer any kind of scholarship, but of course, if you think from the gamer side, it's more if the game is fun, if people want to play it, happy to create the scholarship program there. But at the end, it's more about from our side. Okay, I mean, we have fun is one thing, but we need to think financially. So of course we don't want to be the pioneer in each game. So of course we observing or working closer with the games together yeah, and really asking them the heavy questions, and looking in their ecosystem how this looks like in the future. One, for example, is especially the play and earn models. For example, is it a pure grinding game? Then there's, I would say, not a red flag, but there's things we need to consider. So yeah, for the from the scholarship side is really which one makes sense. We always differentiate to make that clear. There's fun, especially scholarships we offer, and with less return. But if we build out a business, then of course we need to look at the big picture and how this fit in our ecosystem. Yeah. There's another question from Scott. Yes, about the Matic network. So we wanted to give, of course, more variety to get token holder or to acquire Unix token for more cheaper price or gas fees. And so basically that's why we went to Matic, and to build also in the future, because we have many more things to come. We have a game what definitely not gonna launch on Ethereum, what's gonna be on a layer 2 solution, and we prefer Polygon, but again we need to see where the trend goes, what is the best platform. The game could be maybe even Ronin, what is also a layer 2 or a sidechain of Ethereum, but this one we have not, we cannot yet finalize for that. So that's why just basically we offer also Polygon. Yes, the confusion, what I think, Scott, what you mentioned is, so you have basically for the launchpad, you have Polygon as an option to buy the token, and to hold the token, you get allocated. For the staking, yes, we could do that as well, but and at the moment we deciding to start with Ethereum first. This is where we started. I know there is a higher fees to stake your tokens and to get your allocation. If we would have Polygon also staking rewards enabled, then it not comes from the same pool, because it's two different blockchains. So if we create another staking reward pool on Polygon, then basically, let's say we want to distribute 10 million token, to the community, then each pool would hold only 5 or would hold 5 million tokens. So you split basically the reward pools based on the blockchain. And then it's like people and through the staking, that's why you enable basically allocations and the DAO voting mechanism, and of course the yield returns. For the staking, doesn't matter if it's an LP, a single staking, or an NFT, because we will also give the option basically to burn your tokens and to get an NFT for that. It's gonna replace, basically, it's gonna have massive utility on that. We will elaborate that later because it's still early stages. But the LP, single staking, NFT, or just holding in your wallet, all that will be recognized from our launchpad. So it's really just a matter of having Unix token, and you basically get you get your allocation. So I hope, Scott, is this and was this the answer to your question? And if there is a confusion with the mods, then we will go and have a briefing about all the details. with that, it's little bit last minute about the Polygon. We wasn't pretty sure what we're gonna do with staking, because then it's just like let's say on both blockchains the same mechanisms or same features, but yeah, as I mentioned, halving the rewards is something what we didn't want to do for now, and then we can still consider that let's say we need to build up first, because we're still very new. Yeah, so as more revenue we're generating, as more buybacks we can do on the tokens, and as more rewards we can also offer. Yeah, but therefore we need to just get a little bit longer into the process of development. The launchpad is the first thing, then we have also the game what's ongoing, and we have our wallet. We have more and more stuff developing. We have 2 games, just to be precise, for people who been here the first time. So yeah, just to on the note on there, that development needs time. Utility come not from nowhere, it's need to be built to give additional utility. We will give additional utility. In the meantime, for example, what I mentioned, you basically can purchase with the Unix token the NFT. So we reduce the amount on the circulation supply, giving additional utilities on the Launchpad NFT. But what will also enable anyway all the tier features, the legendary features, and so on. Basically, the Launchpad is an important part for us. And also we will have in general an NFT collection what is also linked for our Discord, basically to participate in our final round and on our first round. The information for that it's nothing will be really public about that, because with the first round we will basically talk with our holder, and we will go with Unix Labs what's basically done in Discord, making all the due diligence and giving you basically the news, which games we're talking to and which allocation we can get, and let's say how, if the community want to invest in the game, not as Unix can have is a partnership investment, what is a common practice, but also launching it on the IGO, but also we want to offer then basically allocation on a private round or seed round, depends on the project, and if the community basically have discussed it in our private channels. And I think this is very interesting, because this is what I'm looking forward. At the moment we have already a suggestions group, I think, where we already have closer communication with I would say team members, and the whole goal of the community, of the channels, of the legendary tool, but also of course everybody who is early contributor and there from minute 1, happy to get into these chats, because we will, or the whole goal is basically to work much more closer with you and with everybody together, basically size labs, identifying new games, talking about projects, analysis, research, connections, events. So there's so many things what we can do. So first round in our Discord with our holders, I think this is a very interesting part. I have a few more questions here. I quick go through them. The question is, what is the reason, or Andy, can you take on the questions? It's really, if I'm talking and answering the questions, please, in the suggestion channel, there's a lot of questions. I'm sorry, gentlemen. It's just like I'm talking and then I need to get into the chats. and it's, I think, better. Andy, if you're muted, if you have the questions, would be amazing if you can share them. I make a quick. Okay, it's not a question. David said he have some family duties, so he's catching up later. But there.
Mirko, I'm going through the questions now. It's mainly about the Polygon staking. What is the reason for your decision to allow Launchpad allocations through holding only? Would it not be more beneficial from a tokenomics perspective to require staking to take part in IDOs? I think you've been over that point.
Yeah. So just because the question came later again. So the thing is, by holding, what I mentioned is like, if we don't have, I mean, it's not yet built, okay? We can also put a staking function, but without yield rewards on the Polygon side. So you stake your token or hold your token. It's basically makes no difference. I mean, it's a feature if you want to participate also, let's say, in the DAO voting and in the yield returns. For now, it's Ethereum. Again, just that we built a launchpad is not that it's done. Okay, so we improving it also, and we also working on the balancer part and also make it frictionless. So basically, this is not enabled yet. I think in 3 weeks time, 4 weeks time, it will be basically possible also to go on the launchpad as a project and just to launch your project. Yeah, you don't need to really interact with us, but you have kind of a vetted and unvetted, so supported by Unix or not supported by Unix. Yeah, so and people can decide and launch on our launchpad. So it's like, this is something also interesting because it can populate your launchpad. You know, it's like, it's not necessarily always. I mean, we looking for the premium games, you know, and I think interesting, or the strategy we're looking at is that we're launching premium games, also looking at co-launches with tier 1 launchpads. And then while you're premium, that gives also a lot of spotlight on that. And then smaller projects, they might be just launching individually, you know. And of course, we're supporting them as well as much as possible, but only the, let's say, Unix certificated projects, this is ours. And then we have maybe a traffic on smaller projects who launching on our launchpad as well. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool feature. So definitely for now, we need to build that launchpad to get it ready. We need to set some goals and what we want to achieve until it's live. And again, to summarize, Polygon, if you want to hold your tokens on Polygon, then just hold it in your wallet. There is no APYs, no yield returns, and the DAO participation is not enabled there. Ethereum side, you can stake for rewards. You can stake on also LP single staking, or holding in your wallet will basically allocate your token allocation or identify your participation. The DAO voting comes a little bit later. And again, if we have that live, if we have our first 1, 2, 3 games live, we're still building in the background. Okay, it's not yet that we are done. It's not always with tech. Our tech is, or our project is, as many other projects hopefully doing the same. You build something, you improve, you build better based on the demand of the community to improve, to make it basically, I think you will never be finished because the market is very fast and there's always new inventions. So yeah, but that's our way to approach it for now.
Okay, Mirko, I've just had someone come through in my inbox. How early would a rounds be on first round? So just to let everybody know, the way it works with investing privately is you normally get a seed round which will go to the lead investor. There'll be a private one, private two, TGE event, deck, sex, and that's the way it goes. We've got an option at the moment for first round that Mirko's looking over, that the round we actually have been offered into and purchased was actually a round before a leading VC got in at a later round. So just to let everybody know that first round will be bridging the gap between, you know, where the community gets in and where the leading VCs in the world are getting in, even sometimes trumping them on that round. So just to make everybody clear on that depending on what round we get offered, that's the round that we'll be offering it to our community.
Yeah, and I think to give examples, I mean, there's so many allocations, especially for guilds, because on GameFi projects, yeah, because especially we are tier 1 guild, let's say, compared to many others, and yeah, it's like it's not really a hustle actually to get an allocation. You know, you can make easy. It's just a question what we wanna invest in, or do we have capital? We are not a fund, okay? We are not like investing. With our launchpad, we having anyway the contact already with games, launchpads, allocations. So it's just like our partnership team, just to make them understand, it's basically we just give another utility to our own job, you know, because our partnership team is already working hard, making the outreach, getting the intros, or even converting the intros, being in 1,000 Telegram groups. Then while we talking to them and talking about which round we participating, and it can be seed, private 2. There's even, we have offers for equity in some games, you know, so there's like a lot of options what's being offered there. And I would say we have on a daily average, maybe I would say 10 intros, you know, or connection with new projects. And then we start, of course, getting the introduction, you know, we of course we go usually straight to business. What is the first of all benefit, white paper, depends on if the project is because they are usually not yet really well known. Yeah, I can name one project here. It's Ancient Sky. I think none of us heard about it here in the chat, and we have like so early contact, you know, that some of these games, they're like Blockloads is even way too early for the IDO, you know, like once we get the contact with them, it's like 3, 4, 5 months before sometimes. And yeah, building that there already, so the connectionship and involve, if Unix don't invest, or maybe make the let's say the partnership investment, what we call it, because it's like common practice, yeah, to make a partnership, what also supports us on our Twitter and socials, and on the marketing side. Then they, I mean, there's like allocations, like just one project, Bazaar called, it's BAZAAR. It's from Team Tempo. Tempo is an esport team, and Andrew Youngchick, Andrew Youngchick, he is basically a top esport player, and they just got another 1.26 million on the allocations, you know, like because someone didn't got in, and this game is awesome, and not many people heard about it, yeah, because they are not yet on an IDO. So, and this is the thing, what we all, or what me, when I started with crypto and DeFi, it's like you want to get an early project, right? You want to be earlier than everybody else, and then that's why we think a launchpad is, of course, an awesome feature. But having that, and we have here in Bali, for example, we have many groups. We have, or Colin Ditches, one of our partners, he have a nice group. Then we have here in Bali, a friend of mine, Alpha Hunt. And, you know, there's solid people. and this is a strong community, and I loved always to discuss the projects. You know, that time we discussed in general projects, you know, where I'm not really interested all the time, because, you know, some project is a protocol for blah blah Ethereum gas fees, for example. Yeah. But now in gaming space, and it's not only gaming space, because there is more and more protocols coming out also. And that's why we get like all these allocations: final round, first round, seed round. You know, it's like it's where to put all that funds, let's say. You know, I mean, we as Unix, we building, we need to look from the financial side, and we have, let's say, limited resources what we allocate into other funds, not like into other projects. You know, we are not like, again, what I mentioned or highlighting, we are not a fund. Some of the guilds who raised a large amount of money, they basically I don't want to name them here, but the two with the largest raises, that's a hint, they stopped basically to onboard scholars, and they just investing. If you see the allocations in the projects we are in, when we investing 25 or sometimes 50,000, they're coming with $1 million, coming $1 million here, coming $1 million there. Okay. And who is the owner of the fund? Yeah, that's the VCs who invested in the beginning. You know, they pumped the fund, and, you know, there's no interaction. You know, it's like, that's it. Maybe you have a contact, maybe you're in their circle. And this is something what I don't like on crypto. Sorry to be very open here. You know, our way was very hard to get here where we are, because we had not all enough connections. We didn't know the right people. We don't know Pantera, we don't know DCG, whatever. Yeah, it's very difficult to get in contact with these projects. You know, you usually only through close connections, and everything behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen, is about connection at the end. You know, you can. If you have the top people on board, of course they're asking like equity and this percentage on that. They tell you what you have to do, but we basically didn't do that, and that's why to have a partner who have these connections now, and I'm happy that we can offer that, and also to our community, and that's basically the whole point. And I mean, we also happy, like, we really like, if you I can bring maybe some of you, if you're interested, we can make a partnership team, and you will see how this Telegram chat is going. People love us because we really get into it with passion. You know, like we really want to build something here. You know, like, if it's an awesome protocol, is it an awesome game, man, then I'm happy to support beside the allocation. Because for me, it's like a very simple rule: a good team and a good product will always succeed. Yeah, and maybe it's not even there is not the moonshot on launch. Yeah, but in the long run they will do it. You know, Engines of Fury, I had the AMA with them yesterday, 2 or 3 days ago. Awesome team, awesome game. You know, are they doing everything right from the start? I hope so. I hope for everyone they do that. You know, having the right advisors, having the right knowledge, you know. So, and yeah, sorry, I'm got a little bit off the topic here with private and seed round, but I think it's important for you to understand why we're doing that, because the why is very important, okay? And having everybody in the chat, every OGs of Unix, you know, like minute one people or before, and you will also meet some of the private investors in the chat. We will have our designated channel. We will take information from Unix Labs and all the connections. You will be up to date who we talking to, what we about to invest as a partnership procedure, and anything what we don't take or what we take, we can share with the community. And not because we don't Unix not invest, it's not because we have limited resources of money. You know, like if you think, yeah, 10 intros in a day, on a month, and then let's say every connection you would say you put 50,000. It's you have not enough money to invest all that. And the point is, if we have a strong community, we have solid people in on the player side, people really dying for gaming. We have just people who are interested in the project, in the launchpad, to be in the long run in an awesome project. And that's basically how to give back and building a stronger relationship, because we wouldn't do anything, or we wouldn't invest in anything, or what we are investing in. There is like, you're not alone. It's like we will make that together, again, not with experts from Colin Digits group, from other groups, and with experts in the field, who really been done a lot. They have another of knowledge in the space. So yeah, I think first round, final round, I think, and especially the community, it's gonna be awesome. And we have what I mentioned also is, let me go through the questions first.
Mirko, I've got a question here saying, are you going to be going to some of the GameFi conferences?
Yeah, of course.
Especially the ones in the lower wage countries.
In which countries?
The lower wage countries, mainly third world countries, Southeast Asia, I would have thought, Philippines.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's really, we are open for events and to participate. At the moment, we are focusing on strategic ones where we partner with, where we sponsor. For example, Permissionless in Miami. Blockworks is the organizer, and they're working with Bankless. But definitely, we're going into also in all the countries.
Mirko, another question.
Yes,
about,
sir.
If the price of BTC keeps falling, and God help us, but there might be another war imminently approaching, which should send the price down. How would it affect the launch pad and everything else? I think the simple answer is to that is we can only launch the projects if they're willing to be launched, and then we have to assess the situation. We don't want to be launching anything that we don't feel is going to show a valid return. So I think on the basis of war, God help us, if that does look like it's imminent, I think senior management will take a close look at if it's the right time to launch, and we'll also be speaking closely with the people that we are launching. So yeah, Mirko, any more points on that? If the market
I think you answered everything. So yeah, I mean, definitely this is fundamental stuff, and we have not really control of it. The best thing is to observe it closely. I mean, from a launchpad side, it's not an us when. It's of course it's a collaboration with the games, with the project. From Unix Gaming, we can only recommend holding. I mean, it's if it's about the token price, if nobody sell, the price will remain the same. I understand that markets bring fear and also with it, and I mean, if we in a let's say in a market like this, and yes, maybe there is not the expected outcome on the token, I mean on the performance of the token, but it's actually a very good situation for us because we can just focus on building, and lining up partnerships. For example, what I want to mention, partnerships. We're looking to integrate a chain link code also in our launchpad, so this gives us additional marketing on that. So, and I think everybody knows Chainlink, so I think I wanted to mention that.
Mirko,
yes sir,
can I just ask one more question, because I want you to really reiterate on the point that although once we do start to give allocations out for seed, private 1 and private 2 for first round, obviously TG will be final round. Mirko, that we don't just get given these allocations for nothing, because to be involved in seed or at least private 1, you have to be a strategic partner, a working partner. Mirko, can you just tell them some of the work that we'll be doing behind the scenes in regards to streaming and the testing and all that sort of stuff, so people know that although they're going to be getting an allocation at the lead rounds, the actual work that we'll be putting in to provide them with that allocation?
Yeah. So let's say there is a Unix token. We try to give utility. Yeah, and what we always followed is because we've been working with communities very long time. Myself and the CEO, we've been heavy in gaming communities, gaming guilds already like 20 years ago. And once you work in a corporate area like myself, having large teams, it's all about like also how much value you give. And this is something we follow because our strategy, or not only strategy, but also what we like to do is because gaming and, you know, being in contact with all these games is part of my life now. I love it, you know, not only myself, the whole team is super hyped. So anything we can do to create value, and value can be, it's not about price. I'm talking about value, same what we do with the Discord, because you will get so much input. You can scroll through every day an hour and you will never be finished, because we will put update new projects and so on. And there will be so much stuff what you can read and learn, and having conversations, asking the right questions to a much larger team. So what we do, for example, I give you just, we do the due diligence for, I mean, it's not official, but we have a working sheet together. So there is basically OKEXs inside, Animoca brands, Crypto Banter. Yeah, that's the largest. And then we have like, I would say 10, 15 other VCs. And these people, they're taking, because we are in a fast-paced business, and we do anyway our due diligence. So we do the due diligence on the games, you know, and our token projects. And yeah, all these people basically taking our information, and this is kind of value. And this is where we also having Paul Barron, where we're also getting a channel partnership with. So yeah, just to give you on that. And yes, Andy, I know you want to say something, but let me quick finish this. So value is not only that. For the games, we have a streaming pool at the moment. It's still, it's 23.5 million on views, on following. How to support games. Now we start the YouTube channel. Because why it took a little while, because I posted it in the suggestion group. We getting a 6 months partnership. I mean, it's ongoing, but 6 months to be clear, to you know, having a certain to reach certain KPIs based on a small investment on the partnership with Crypto Banter and with Paul Barron. Yeah, and then building basically also our YouTube channel in the same time in these 6 months, and talking about exactly these things, the research we do, all the learnings we had from our side, getting more people involved in to want these kind of informations, because these informations, or having the contact, because man, this is the whole thing. If you wouldn't be involved in a project, then what you do? You just check the market, you just check the charts, and to check the charts, you wait too late, right? So getting involved early and getting the connections from one source, and the source in the metaverse will be Unix Gaming. This is the goal. We never aimed small. We always look a little bit higher, and that we have to achieve, that we have something to achieve. But just that you understand that value is important, and not only a token value. The token value will reflect by the work you put in, or we will put in, and we are putting in. Yeah.
I totally agree, Mirko. I just think people never before, I think, are they going to see a community so close with the management team. We will go out there, we will do all the work for these games that's necessary to get our seed, private and TGE tokens, and therefore we're going to give that to the community. By that, community will just have to buy the Unix token, which I believe now we can send this Unix token, you know, to the moon. So yeah, very well pointed out, Mirko. Someone else is messaging me about marketing plan, KOLs. Mirko briefly mentioned Paul Barron. There's Cameron Foose. You know, we've got a very close relationship with Crypto Banter. And we've also got, you know, the market leaders, Market Across, as well as Diverse, you know, heavily supporting us on the marketing front. And I think if everybody looks at the last 2 weeks, you know, the two main guilds out there, have a look at their performance over the last 2 weeks. You know, one of them's 30% down, one's 5% down, and we're 25% up. So I think if we can continue in the same fashion we're going, you know, still building them partnerships with people like Colin Digits, who's been an awesome partner. You know, if we can go and get more of them partnerships, do some work for these guys behind the scenes with the R&D sheets, you know, there's no saying where we could be this year.
Yeah, thank you, Andy, for that. That's true. Yeah, I mean, like, there's other guilds, and yeah, and we have. I don't want to pitch you guys Unix now. I'm in the modus. I want to. I can speak for hours now. No, but yeah, again, like for us is. And to give you, I think, these AMAs makes also sense, but the reason why is because then sometimes, you know, we if you don't know enough about the project, or there's not enough transparency, it's like you don't know really what's going on. You know, like how much time something take. You know, like from building a launchpad. You know, like getting the first deals. You know, it's like, gentlemen, I would do it today. You know, like it's just not possible. You know, like you have so many things to work on. Yeah, it's like getting all the due diligence. I mean, it's not about it's not about only launching a game, for example. It's just a learning, you know, like what we need to learn, and we don't do that alone. Yeah, we're working with people who run with master ventures and paid network. We consult, and with SL2, Polygen, Holochain. You know, there's a lot of people we work with. You know, like to get it done. You know, like just one project. Yeah, we have one person basically identify their needs. Yeah, that is just like to keep the informations updated. You know, when they put something in, that's why we're looking forward to making it frictionless, that the project itself offering all the solution. Usually the most launchpads, they have all the background work, you know, taking the data and always adjusting basically the launchpad, you know, and a frictionless launchpad where that already like is done with a smart contract. You have one person less working on each project. You know, imagine that. But to identify or to get the token project launched is not only valuation. Okay, how many tokens and so on. What is their exchange? I mean, most of you know, yeah, project exchange. But it's like how we you know, we need to really get there. We need to get the whole list. It's like a sheet, I think, with around 21 questions. And they need to fill it out, and then like we want to have like confirmations, because I can tell you I'm an awesome project, right? And everybody do that, right? If you go out there, have the white paper said, hey, we want to raise this, we want to do this, we want to do that, you know. And yeah, then what? That's one thing. Marketing. Who you have? Who's the marketing agent? We need to have all that confirmations before we do anything, you know. And yeah, sometimes the project is slow, you know, we're sending tweet reminder. Sometimes you get the informations, they are not good enough. You know, we think, especially now, our criteria is very high, because we decided with our partners to look only to make it a premium launchpad, because otherwise you will be always and just selling shit where you're not sure about the outcome. Having premium launches is very beneficial. That's why premium vetted by Unix, maybe 3 to 4 in a month, just for the long run. And then let's say the unvetted part. So while Unix gaming is doing awesome projects, there is still a platform. So everybody who want us but cannot work with us can still launch with us, but on a not supported, but still supported, but not Unix approved, basically. And this is, I think, the main strategy for Unix final round. In addition, again, for the community, and again, this is coming. Final round is just the outside first round with the legendary holders, with the epic holder, with the OGs of Unix, and the some of the VCs we close with, all in one group, and really working there, you know, like working, and the results, you will be involved in a project what we later launch, you know. I mean, it's like more ownership. I don't know. I would love to have that like 10, 20 years ago, or 10 years, you know, when I started with crypto. And I think
Mirko,
this is yes, sir.
Can I ask, one of the communities asking me, it's like crazy, because I was a part of, like, big fan of launchpads. I know yourself was, and to get the top tier in a launchpad was always really expensive, you know, when you were looking at it in a dollar cost. At the minute, it's 100,000 Unix tokens to be a legendary tier holder for final round. Some of the community are asking, what is it going to be for first round? Is it going to be like 100,000 tokens gets you in both, or 100,000 for each? How will that work? Will there be a special tier for people that want to take final round and first round? Will that give them certain perks? Have you and the team thought any more about that?
I mean, this is still something to discuss, because first we launched the group, and then we see how it goes, you know, because I don't want to decide anything before the community is not involved. And yes, Unix is very cheap. I mean, as everybody know, or most of you know, we launched above $1, and we still have supporters here. For example, I can only name one now, Edward, and Mahmoud. Yeah, he's
Scott.
Also Scott. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to go there, but no, it's important to Mahmoud. Mahmoud is mentioned today because he wasn't mentioned in the other AMA. So Mahmoud, you got your shout out. Everybody who hold Unix token from $1. But the example, what I want to give here is, our price was $1, and yes, we went down because of the market flip, but our allocation size was based on $1. So basically, everybody who have a legendary tier on $1, that was the initial price, because once in the very early stage, we asked actually for 250,000 Unix token, and that was with a lower price, you know. So, but we launched on Copper Launch with $1. We ended with above $1. That's why we went down to 100,000. You know, just give you on information. So at the moment we are very cheap, and I love actually comments on CoinGecko. I think is it, or CoinMarketCap, a sleeping giant. I don't want to over value our project. Not at the moment. I think we are what we are, to be very honest, but we are building, and we once the ecosystem is developed and all the bits and pieces they're getting working finally completely, and it's we can also work with just one or two or three, but all of them, they makes the round picture. The game, marketplace, wallet, it's beautiful. Yeah. At the moment, the current valuation, I would say, yes, that is what we have. Definitely, I think the price is not reflecting what we're doing. And in the long run, Unix gonna be a success we have. I know there's a lot of teams working, but I don't know. Andy looks like, if you see his screen with a blue sky, but it is the terrace of the office, okay? And since I think June, Oh no. Since April, actually, Since end of April, there is no weekends. There is no. Of course, we're going out sometimes, but it's, like I would say like for dinner and then going back. It's like really the team. We had maybe a 2 days, a little bit of a rest in not off rest, like half day. Anyway there, but I think since end of April, we're freaking working. I don't know else what I'm doing. Like it's like I'm in Bali, Andy is in Dubai, Nick is in Australia. We have awesome weather. We only Andy can enjoy because they have the terrace here. Like, I'm not going out anymore. And it's like, and it's really like, and I think this effort you put in, and later on, and this is what I envision. Okay, I want, as we already have an awesome community, with Mahmoud, with Scott, with Edward, Andy, everybody I don't mention, don't be upset. All the moderators, all the people in Unix community. No, but the point is, I'm following my passion, and I see so much contribution also in the suggestion channel from Buto Finesse, from David Street, from James, from Shahid, Crypto Seeker, there's so much contribution, and and that's because there is kind of a sense of ownership, and build this out, and also with the NFTs. 1 second, this one on the final, the NFTs, not the fund NFTs, but the NFTs we will do is basically for our fund, but legally we cannot give yet, let's say, shareholding through an NFT. It's not possible, as then it would be considered as security. But starting it, it's maybe not yet available now, but it can be available maybe in 2-3 years, 4 or 5 years time. I don't know. But holding an NFT, what is supporting Unix, what is have a value, and I'm talking about value again, like whatever mint price it is, because what will basically support Unix, but the value is much more. Having pure ownership, being unique, with the token now everybody can buy the token, but to make it more unique with the NFT, become let's say Unix citizen, officially with the passport or whatever, how you want to see it, and having this piece of ownership and being part of Unix or being part of a project, that's important, and this ownership, this is awesome that we have DAOs, but NFTs, what we verified and what is unique. I love the idea of NFTs, and I'm very excited about the NFT collection and really giving then true believers the basically an identity in that project, and that's what I love. And I think we talk in 1 hour. I think there's no more questions incoming what I see. There's one more.
Mirko, just one question about the lottery system for the final round. The lottery system, we've got 2 options. The reason why we're partnering with Chainlink is because they've devised a new bit of code that we can add to our launchpad. But the person who's actually building out our launchpad, he's got loads of experience. He's done it for some big launchpads before. The team down there are fantastic. So I don't have the details of how the lottery system will work, but I can tell you that there may be a lottery system for the bottom tiers. When I do get more information on that, I'll share it in the suggestions channel. Yeah. But Mirko, can I just ask you another question? Take yourself back to pre-Unix times. If you was to get offered the chance to spend $25,000 or wherever the price is now to purchase 100,000 tokens, to have the opportunity of getting in at seed or private 1 or 2, you would do it, no?
100%. I mean, it's like, no, I mean, not to highlight that here. I mean, there's many launch pads, but to participate in the Launchpad and to be active, really including in the Launchpad. This is something new. I think this is something not everybody is doing. And this is ever since the plan of the whole project. Maybe we couldn't be so active in the beginning in the chat or suggestion channel because it's just been too much work. But once the Launchpad is live, there's a huge ballast off our shoulders, and then we can focus more on the community side. The next thing we have to develop is basically just a marketplace wallet, but this is a more passive, more passive. Not need heavily our attention, you know. So it's you can develop it, and we just wait. It's not that many people waiting for that extremely. It's like it's a feature of Unix, and it will definitely an awesome feature as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Any more questions from the community? I'll have one more look, Mirko. Let me just see.
Yeah, Scott is just give me some props here. Thanks, Scott. And hope to see you and more new joiners in the legendary channel, but also for Epic and the whole Unix Labs. I'm excited spending more time with everyone. And thank you for taking your time, guys. Next AMA Sunday, and hopefully we have the visual, the Launchpad, clickable, uploaded.
New website, Mirko. When will that be ready?
Next week.
Big thank you to Scott Parker and his wife Claire. You've been tremendous. Even to people like, I know, GS and Ivy. I know Ivy's been one of our biggest critics, but without her, you know, seeing them messages, it wouldn't push me on every day. David Street, Shahid, Mahmood, Valerio, thank you so much for all your support in them groups. It really does push us on. And if you guys ever want a private chat like I do with Scott and a few of the others, don't be afraid to book me in. I know our CEO can't do them all the time because he is working, overworked. Big thank you to all the community. Onwards and upwards, we're going to deliver a great partnership between the community and Unix now. And I just love to see what this looks like 3 months down the line, because I think the Unix token now really will surprise everybody. Thank you, Mirko.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Awesome AMA. Talk to you next Sunday. And stay tuned. Anything I have, updates in between, I put it in the suggestion group or in the big channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I love you guys. And talk soon.